300.
Alright, go down.
Got a set. What's up, everyone? It's Biddy. We are back again with some 2-5 action at Resorts World. We're gonna hopefully run it up today. We'll see how it goes. Gonna do my best to just play the best I can and take no prisoners. So let's get it.
Yeah. Fuck what they be talking about. I've been moving weight. I ain't talking cocaine, baby. Fill up on my chain. 18 karat gold. Royal flush flow. I can do the flip. Mathematics on my phone. Fuck what they be talking about. I've been moving weight.
Alrighty, let's get right into the action. I started recording a few hours into the session and I'm already stuck about 300 bucks. I just got moved to the main table, and in the first notable hand, I looked down at Jack 8 of hearts in the small blind. I flop top pair and a backdoor flush draw and call a small bet from the big blind. Turn comes another 3, and we call another bet, this time coming from the button. Going to a river still 3 ways, we see the Jack of clubs. We now have top 2 pair, and we face a bet of $50. We still lose to any 3 here, so I just make the call, and we are shown the bad news. The button had 3-4 offsuit for the turn full house. We add on for an additional $400, and then we go card dead for about an hour. I watched aces vs kings get it in pre-flop for over $1,000. I also had some time to work on my chip skills, and I managed to land a rare double chip bounce. Our patience is rewarded when we pick up pocket kings in middle position. We 3-bet the player to our right to $65, and he makes the quick call. On the dry ace-high flop, we down-bet for $25 and get a call. Turn brings another ace, and we both check. River is the 6 of diamonds, which shouldn't change anything, and the villain leads out for $50. Obviously the board isn't ideal for pocket kings, but we're getting such a good price that we make the call, and we are good. What's better than kings? Next hand we grab pocket aces and raise it up to $30 over some limpers from the small blind. On another dry flop, we make a small c-bet and get 2 callers. On the turn, there are multiple draws out there, so we size up a bit and get another call.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
River comes the king of diamonds, and with all the obvious draws missing, we check to try to induce a bluff, but he checks back quickly and we have the winner. A few orbits later, we pick up ace-king offsuit, and we raise to $20 from the small blind. The big blind raises it up to $55, and I consider 4-betting, but out of position against an aggressive player, I have a good setup to lay the trap. Flop comes 6-8-2 with 2 clubs, and although we didn't hit any pairs, we still have a ton of equity, so when we see a c-bet, we make the call and go to a turn. We do not improve on the turn, and he throws out another bet of about 130.
I think you have jacks. Jacks, yeah.
Good call, man.
A few hands later, we pick up king 9 of diamonds in middle position, and we raise it up to 20. We get 1 caller out of the small blind, and we go to a flop heads up. With 2 overs, I throw out a small c-bet, and he makes the quick call. We pick up a gut shot on the turn, but we don't have too much going on, and we check back. River comes a king, giving us top pair. Although we improved, the obvious flush draw got there, so when he leads out for $30, we just make the call. He shows pocket queens. Taking an absurdly passive route with the ladies did not work out for him. We're going to remember this next time we play against him. Later we pick up pocket 7s on the button, and we raise over some limpers and take down all the dead money. The very next hand, we grab pocket 8s. This time, however, we bricked the flop and had to let it go. The next hand we play, I kid you not, was pocket 9s. Buckle your seatbelts, because this hand gets a little crazy.
Incoming. There it is.
With the straddle on and 2 limpers, we punish them and raise to 55. The only player that makes the call is the villain to our right, who we've been battling with all day. Flop comes down 7, 9, 10, giving us middle set. This board definitely favors the villain's range, but with such a premium, we throw out a bet of $50 to start building the pot. Villain quickly makes the call and checks in the dark. Turn comes the ace of diamonds, and with no reason to slow down, we throw out a bet of 175. He quickly makes the call again, and going to a river with nearly $600 in the pot, we see the six of spades. Obviously now there's a one-liner to an 8 on the board, but a majority of the time we're gonna have the best hand here, so when he checks to me, I throw out a bet of 300.
300.
Alright, go down.
Got a set.
I got a straight.
Oh my good. Ace 8. Nice hand.
I'm in disbelief here when we get snap called and our set's no good. Any higher set or straight should be raising on top of my bet. He later said that he was scared that I had Jack 8. Despite the unfortunate river card and being stuck about $900 now, we're still avoiding tilt. That's until the same player looks at us and says, "Welcome to Poker ABCs, where I try to teach a poker topic in under a minute. Today I'm going to be talking about maybe the most important thing in poker, and that is profit. In this simple equation, you first take your opponent's mistakes, like just calling on the river with essentially the nuts. Here we have someone drinking a beer with an anvil falling on their head. From this, you subtract your own personal mistakes. Here I have myself wearing a hoodie and sunglasses, grinding it out. Lastly, you subtract rake and then multiply the whole equation by time. Even the best pros in the world have losing sessions, so the more time you put in, the more accurate your results will be. We almost call it quits here, but knowing I'm at a table that I have a pretty large edge at, I add on one last time in hopes to turn things around. We pick up jacks under the gun and raise it to $15. There's one caller before getting to our friend to the right of us, who raises to $200. We shake our head and fold without giving it much thought. Of course he tables aces and tries to defend his action.
Suited aces.
Yeah, obviously. I just didn't want to get sucked out on, that's all.
Yesterday.
We look down at ace 4 of diamonds in the big blind and call a $25 raise from under the gun +1 and go 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes deuce 3-5 with 2 clubs and we have ourselves a straight. I check to the pre-flop aggressor who continues for 55. The cutoff makes the call as well, and now it's time for us to put some pressure on them and raise it up big. We're going to run into a lot of overpairs, possible sets, and flush draws here that we can charge the max. I go with the raise of $300, hoping for some calls.
It's a trap!
After some thought, the initial raiser goes all in, covering my stack. It folds to me, and of course I make the call, praying for a clean run out in this monster pot. The run out looks clean and we show our hand and it's a winner. I pick up my phone to try to record and I accidentally stop filming. After this hand, we're pretty much at break even, 8 hours into the session. We switch seats at the table and pick up king 10 of diamonds in the big blind. We call a bet from an early position raiser and go 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes 2-5 queen with a diamond and we check to the pre-flop aggressor. He throws out a bet of $35. Most live players continuation bet way too often. This board is very dry and he's going to have a whole lot of nothing here very often. My hand's an ideal candidate to check raise with, as we block top pairs like queen 10 and king queen. We also have a ton of backdoor equity that we can continue barreling on. We bump it up to $100 even and take it down right away. It's important to mix in some check raises to protect our checking range and stop people from betting so widely.
I'll buy it from you right now for $501.
You want some more?
Do that 1,000 more
Let's keep
times.
doing that.
1,000 more times. That's awesome.
If you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Next hand we have queen 8 offsuit on the button, and when there's a limper behind us, we limp as well and see a flop 4 ways that comes king jack 10 with 2 spades. We flop open-ended, and that's good enough to call a $10 c-bet. We spike an ace on the turn, giving us the Broadway straight. When the same player bets into 2 people, I assume he also has a queen. A raise from my end makes sense, but I don't want to scare off the third player, so I just flat call. We could also be up against a queen with a flush draw that we want to avoid stacking off against on the turn. A jack on the river pairs the board, and our hand has been downgraded big time. Facing a $90 bet, we are pretty much bluff catching here. We do end up making the call, and we're good. He had a king for 2 pair and turned it into a bluff. Here we have ace-jack of spades under the gun, and we raise it up to $20. Immediately after we make this bet, the player to our left says this.
55.
Raise, 55.
The older gentleman to my left has not made a single 3-bet all night, so when it folds back to me, I just let this one go. In a more balanced game, we're never folding here, but in the 2-5 streets, we just want to live to see another day. He later showed us that he had aces. Very next hand, in the big blind, we pick up the ladies. There's a small bet and a few callers, and we bump it up big. 1 by 1, the limpers fold, and we take down a pretty sizable pot. Last hand of the night, we pick up none other than pocket rockets. We 3-bet to $75 and get a call from the player to our right. Going to a flop heads up in position, we see 7, 6, 10 rainbow. We continue for $50 and he quickly calls. Turn comes the king of diamonds, and the player we're against donks out for $50. I think raising here would be a little over aggressive, so we make the call. River comes the 4 of diamonds. We're not scared. He donks out again for $50. We snap him off and we are good. He had pocket queens.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Wow, we were in for 1,500. We were down 900 at one point, and we crawled our way back, and we cashed out for $22.90. So, feeling good, feeling very thankful, and it is November, so I'm gonna head to the pit and do something fun. You'll see. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you? You still down? Still down. You need to see it.
Do you want the chance of a lifetime right now?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
You positive? All right, do you want it?
What's the chance of a lifetime?
You get a $50 bet for free. If you win, you take the 50 and you give me back my 50.
All right.
You sure you don't want it? You're positive? All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see it.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
18. 15. All right, let's see it. On 6.
Oh, you good, man. Have
sorry,
a good
brother.
night. No, you're good. You're
Be
good.
safe.
Okay, we are out. Offered that kid a $50 free roll in blackjack. He turned it down. I think he thought I was trying to sell him drugs or something. I was not. His friend accepted, lost. That's all right. Better luck next time. I had a whole speech ready about how there's highs and lows, and you got to deal with the blows sometimes, and there's going to be losing sessions. I was ready to walk out. I was down 900. But my new speech is that if the table is good, then do not leave. Unless you do not have your emotions in control and you're going to let tilt get to you, which I am fortunate enough that I have the mental strength to look past that. You got to stay. You got to battle it out, and that's what I did. I played for 12 hours today, walking out at 3 a.m. right now, and gonna get some McDonald's and call it a night. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be back for more soon. Okay, update. Been walking around the parking lot for about 5 minutes. Can't find my car. Cannot find my car. My brain is mush. I have no idea where I parked, but we're gonna figure it out. Drop a like. Go ahead and drop a like. It'd mean a lot to me. Thank you.
Flow what they be talking about. I've been moving weight. I ain't talking cocaine, baby. Fill up on my chain. 18 karat gold. Royal flush flow. I can do the flip.